the topic English for employability. Okay, so how English is going to help the students for the employment. So English communication is actually a very essential skill. So that's why in all the colleges they are actually implementing the subject English. So before entering into the topic English communication, we want to know what is communication, because communication it is a very essential part. So what do you mean by communication? So we want to convey our ideas, thoughts, feelings. So we want to convey these things to the opposite person. Then only the opposite person can understand what's going on in our mind. So this communication is very essential in all the fields. So we are having two different types, verbal communication as well as non-verbal communication. Now we are actually going to see the difference between effective and ineffective communication. Okay, in most of the colleges, if the speakers they will come and if they deliver any kind of lecture, it actually comes under effective communication, because the students can understand after the lecture. The students can understand that what we actually tries to convey. So ineffective communication means it actually lead to any kind of misunderstanding. Sometimes we actually don't know what we want to try to convey. We will give some pauses between the words, so the opposite person cannot understand. So sometimes I will beat around the bush, so it often lead to some kind of misunderstanding, sometimes over exaggerations. So this is actually a difference between effective as well as ineffective. So here there is a difference, effective. So it is very clear, concise and easily understood by the recipient. So the opposite person can clearly understand what I am going to try to convey. In the class also we can check this. So is my communication effective or ineffective? After delivering my lecture, I will ask my students, so do you understand? Do you have any doubts? Can you anyone please summarize what I actually thought? So if they will summarize, if they ask any doubts, okay, I will understand that okay, my communication is completely effective. My students actually understood. So ineffective means it is very clear, confusing as well as misunderstood. It can lead to some kind of misunderstanding, mistrust and failure to achieve the desired outcome. What is my desired outcome? My students want to understand what I thought. So failure to achieve desired outcome means the students they can't understand. They are in the state of little bit confusion. So as a teacher, so I want to be very effective. I want to communicate very effectively to my students. Then only they can understand that what I just try to convey. Okay, there should be 7 C's of communication to make my communication very effective. So first of all, we want to clearly know about what is communication, how to deliver very effective communication. Then only we can go for English fluency. So if we are strong in this 7 C's of communication, the English communication is completely effective. So the first one is clarity, conciseness, concreteness, correctness, coherent, completeness as well as courtesy. We will see one by one. The first one we are going to talk about is clarity. So convey our message very clearly so that the opposite person they can easily understand what I meant to say. So here I am actually providing 2 examples. Here one of the example is correct and the other one is wrong. Just look through it. The first one is, please bring it to the place where we usually meet for our discussion. So here, please bring the report to the conference room. Here which one is very clear? Of course the second one. So please bring to the report to the conference room. The message is clear. I just tell my friend that you just bring the report to the conference room. The first one is little bit confusing. So where we usually meet for our discussion means sometimes we will meet in the IT seminar hall, sometimes in the conference room, sometimes in the seminar hall. It's actually leads some kind of confusion. So I want to convey my message in a very clearly so that the opposite person can easily understand. And the second one is conciseness. Concise means keep the message very brief, keep it very short. No need to using so many unnecessary words. No need to exaggerate. So what I am intending to say. Here I am actually using 2 more examples. And the first one is you need to finish the report. Make sure it is done properly and then send it to me before end of the day. And the second one is please submit the report by 5 p.m. Okay, here the second one my message is clear. You want to submit the report before 5 p.m. The first one is little bit long. I don't need this kinds of words. If we are going to submit the report, we will check it first. So then only we will send it. So there is this is actually I am actually using some kind of unnecessary words. So this is actually not needed. So I just want to make my point very clear and I want to make it very short. Okay. The third one is concreteness. Concreteness means provide specific facts and figures to support your message. So we are having too many examples like in the journals, in the newspapers. They will put some kind of examples like they will put some kind of facts as well as figures, like in the air pollutions. Nearly or any other diseases, 75% of people or 80% of people are actually affected by this disease. 20% of people are educated in this particular area. So why I am actually using this kinds of facts and figures? Because to support my message, I am not lying. I am actually I am having a proof. So in this proof, I am actually refer the particular places. So I actually inspect the particular places. I will collect the facts and figures, and I am actually put it on my journals as well as the magazines. So the concreteness means to provide specific facts to support my idea. So here I am having two more examples. The first one is the project is 75% complete and we are on track to finish by the end of the week. Okay, almost completed. The remaining I will submit on in the end of the week. And the second one is the project is moving forward well. So the higher official, he will get some kind of confusion, like moving forward will means how many percentage he actually completed. If he started or he is going to complete, he is having some kind of confusion in his mind. So whenever you want to whenever you want to support your message, you want to use some kind of facts and figures, then only the higher authority he will start to believe us very easily. The next one is correctness. So ensure your message is free from the grammatical errors as well as the factual inaccuracies. So in a working environment, we want to send too many emails to the other companies, as well as we want to write too many reports. We want to maintain the circulars. On those times, we want to free from the grammatical errors, because grammatical error that makes the persons little bit confused. Like here we are having two examples. The first one is please send the report by 5 p.m. on Tuesday. And the second one is please send the report on 5 p.m. by Tuesday. So here, here the second one is correct and the first one is incorrect. So we are not going to use the prepositions. Here I am having the mistakes on preposition. So we want to free from the grammatical errors. The next one is coherent. So presenting information in a logical as well as an orderly manner. It ensures that your message is very easy to follow as well as very easy to understand. This helps prevent confusion and ensure that the audience can grasp the intended message very effortlessly. So here in my class, if I am going to start any topic like self-introduction, first of all I will give what do you mean by self-introduction. So what is the need of it? What is the importance of self-introduction? Why in most of the companies they will expect a very good self-introduction from the employees. What is the need of it? Then I will talk about how we want to do the self-introduction. What are the points I need to include? So this is actually I am actually following a coherence, a logical and orderly manner. What is first, what is next, and then what. So this is actually this makes the opposite person easy to follow as well as understood. Here I am having two examples. The first one is answer the question. First read the introduction. Finally write the summary of what you learned. Second one, first read the introduction, then answer the question. Finally write a summary of what you learned. Here the second one is correct, because first of all I want to read introduction. What is what? First of all I want to understand. I want to understand the characters. I want to understand the summary, what he is trying to say. I want to understand the advantages and disadvantages. Then only easy for me to answer the questions. So I am thorough with the topic. Then I will answer the questions one by one. So then I will start to write a summary of what I actually learned. This second example 2 has an coherence. In example 1, it doesn't have any kind of coherence. Like first of all I answered the question how it should be possible. Before reading the introduction, before understanding the concept, understanding the essay, how can it possible for me to answer the questions? So then only I will move for the summary. So coherence is very important. In the teaching in the class, I want to follow a proper pattern, proper format. So then only it is easier for the students to follow as well as to understand. So then the completeness, provide all the necessary information. So the audience has everything they need to understand and respond appropriately. So I want to complete the message first of all. The first one is please submit the financial reports including the quarterly earnings, expenditure breakdown and future projection by 5 p.m. on Friday. The second one, please submit the financial report by 5 p.m. on Friday. So here we can look at the second example. Example 2. Financial report I want to submit. I am having so many doubts. What are the things I need to include? So without clarifying these doubts, if I start, so again and again I will ask my higher authority that what are the things I need to include, if this procedure is correct. So the example 1 is it is actually complete. So before I assign a task, I explain everything to the employee. So you want to start, you want to submit the financial reports. What are the things you need to include? You want to include the quarterly earnings, expenditure breakdowns and the future projections. So you want to complete this and you want to submit by 5 p.m. So here I provide all the details. So here the message is actually complete. So the employee will not get any other confusion. Okay, next, courteous. So communicate in a very friendly, open as well as a very respectful manner. That is actually very essential, because in the beginning of the in education itself, we are actually here the very famous line that, so degree is just a piece of paper. Your attitude makes a difference. So the first role of a teacher is to change the behavior, to change the attitude of the student. That is the first thing. So here also, so we want to communicate. If a person is literate or illiterate, whoever may be, you want to communicate in a very friendly, open as well as a respectful manner. That actually shows your way of learning. So here I am actually providing 2 examples. The first one is, could you please send me the completed report by this afternoon? And example 2, send me the report by this afternoon. Here the example 2 is somewhat impolite. So here it is actually looks like an order. Send me the report by this afternoon. So it is like I am ordering someone. The example 1, it is actually too polite, like, could you please send me the completed report by this afternoon? So here the example 1, the words like can, could, it actually express the politeness. So before asking to someone, we want to use this kinds of model words. It actually shows your friendly and the respectful manner. Okay then. So till now we actually saw that why communication is important. What do you mean by communications? What are the things that makes the communication very effective? Now we are actually going to talk about why English communication is more important. So in all over the places, they are actually asking for English. In an interview, the first thing they are actually notice that if the particular person is good in English. So in the mobile applications, all the mobile applications are mostly applicable only in English. In most of the books and the famous movies are available only in English. So why English we actually need it? Why English communication is more important for us? For an engineering student, why this communication is very important? So first, so English, it is actually a very common language used by many companies and many countries, especially those the person they work with the clients or teams in different places. Okay, I am actually working here. So in my classes, a Bihar student is that, a student from Karnataka, a Tamil Nadu student, a student from Kerala. So each of the student has going to speak a different languages to me. So I am actually fluent only in English as well as in Tamil. So what about the other students? If I want to express my ideas for the other students, I want to communicate in English, because English is a common language. So it should be little bit difficult for me to speaking in their own languages, in their mother tongue. It should not be possible for me. So English, it is a very common language, because in the most of the companies, many people from different situations, different atmospheres, different cultures, they will come together to work there. So on those time, the English, it is actually a very common language. And the next one, good English helps you to explain your ideas clearly in meetings and emails, so others can understand you without any kind of confusions. So like butler English, we are actually hearing a very famous phrase like butler English. So it is actually very famous in the movie Madras Patinam, I think so. So here the particular person will talk the butler English. He actually don't know what is the proper way to communicate in English. So his translation to the England lady is completely different. So some of the meanings is actually misunderstood by the Egyptian lady. So in a working environment, if you are fluent in English, the other person, they can easily understand without having any kind of confusion. Like for butler English, if I am not at all good in my communication, in English communication, it actually lead some kind of confusion. So when you speak and write well, manager trusts you to take on bigger tasks and talk with the customers. So it should be very easier for you to to convince the higher authority, and you can easily communicate with the customers. So in interview, clear English help you to give better answers and feels more confident, which actually often leads to a very good job offers. If your communication is too good, you can easily get the job. Okay. How English boosts your career? How English communication is very useful for you for your employment, for your career? We will see one by one. The first one is wider job access. Okay. So I'm not going to settle in my own state or district. So I want to explore a lot. So for that I actually need English communications, because I want to explore more places, more companies. So without English, how can I survive? So that is what I'm here I actually mentioned, like multinational firms in sectors like IT, finance, healthcare. So in these are the sectors, they actually prioritize the English speakers for the local as well as the international roles. So without English communication, it is very difficult for to handle or to survive in this sector. And the second one, this opens doors to remote work, global projects and companies that actually expanding across the borders. So I want to work on the remote area. If I want to work on some kind of global projects as well as the companies, I need to know English. And the next one is job posting worldwide often list English proficiency as a must-have, expanding your options beyond the local markets. So I'm not going to work only under the local markets. I want to explore a lot. I want to work the worldwide. That's why I actually need English. Okay, the next one is higher earnings potential. Okay, that is actually a major thing. The first one, people with good communication skill often get the better jobs as well as a high salary, because in the companies, the employees, they actually expect a very good communication skill. Then only he will talk to the foreign customers as well as the other customers also. The next one, many companies actually believing that English speaking employees work better and help the companies grow. Because of the communication is lagging, we can't communicate to the foreign authorities. So the next one is in countries like Spain, Germany and Japan, they actually knowing that English increases the job opportunities and it can help people to earn more in the international companies. And the last one, good English also help people to get very important and high paying jobs. And the other persons, they will miss the opportunity. It actually leading to better financial growth in the future. Okay, the next one is smoother teamwork. So English bridges a diverse teams, enabling a very clear meetings, reports and the client interactions. So in the multicultural workplaces. And the second one is it can build your trust as well as the efficiency. It positioning you as a reliable team player as well as the team leader who foster the collaborations. For the collaboration, the first thing we want to communicate to the other persons. So if I am fluent in English, I can communicate to everyone. So it actually builds the trust as well as efficiency. The next one is leaders value this for handling negotiation as well as the feedback across the cultures. So culture here is not a barrier for me. Language here is not a barrier for me. So the people from different cultures, the different languages, but I am actually fluent in English. So I can understand what they are actually thinking. So it will actually help me to handle the other customers as well as my colleagues. So the next one is global networking age. Okay, English helps you to connect with the people from different countries through LinkedIn meetings as well as a conference. In the LinkedIn, the people all over the world, they are actually communicate in this particular platform. So in the Google Meet and the Zoom meeting, I will connect with my people. So people from different countries, they will connect through the media and they will convey their thoughts to me. It gives us to chance to work with the international companies. It helps us to travel a lot and build partnership around the world. And this connection will help me to find a very better jobs and free career guidance and learn new kind of opportunities that may not be available in our local languages. So the next one is tech and as well as the learning boost. Okay, most top resources, certification and tools like software, documents or online resources are in English. I already told that. So every resources, every tools, every app that is actually available only in English. So the next one is mastering let you adapt the technological fastest, stay industry current, upskill continuously. If you are expecting everything in our local languages, it should be a little bit difficult for us to understand the technology. If you know English, we can understand the technology a little bit faster because the every descriptions, So every learning ways are available only in English. So in digital job, this proficiency directly raises your output as well as the innovation potential. Okay, done. Next, interview confidence. So good English speaking skills help you to perform well in interviews, resumes and presentations. It makes you to stand out from other employees. So if you are going to attend an interview, the first person, he is actually good in his technical skills, but he is not at all ready to convey his ideas in English. So the so the manager, he will actually had a little bit confusion. He doesn't have any trust on the first person to select this particular person or not, because here in our companies, the most of the people are from different countries, so or different states. So how this particular person can communicate, he will have some kind of doubt. So the managers, the employees, they actually expect very good communication skills. So we want to perform so well in our interview as well as the resumes as well as the presentations. Then only we will we will be unique. So the next one, it helps you to speak clearly and confidently, especially during the important situations. And the last one, most employees see the English skill as a sign of professionalism and leadership quality, which can help in getting promotion and better career opportunities. Okay, how English helps in our daily works. So every day, so everyone is working in an institution or in companies or any other educational platform. So daily we are actually reading emails, typing emails, writing reports, joint meetings and talking to the clients. So most of this are in English in many companies. Most of this, not in most of this, in every companies they are actually preferring English. In some of the companies only they are actually allows their local to communicate in their local language. So if English is strong, it actually saves our time because we don't need to give some kind of extra explanations. So if I clearly with the clarity I just convey my message, they can easily understood. It often doesn't lead to any kind of misunderstanding. So it saves my time. So you can follow the instruction, use software help pages and learn new tools very quickly because most guides are in English. So good communication, it actually helps us to reduce our mistakes and help the team members to finish the project very faster comparing with others. Now the job opening to English speakers. What are the job openings we are having? The first one, teaching and training jobs. Graduate who actually speak good English can teach in schools, colleges, the online tutors. So teachers explain the lessons, they will make worksheet, they will correct the papers, they will give feedback to the students. So in most of the CBSE schools, they are actually expecting a good communicator, a very good English speakers. So then only the students can understand the English very fast. So likewise here trainers in companies, they will teach the staff communication, email writing and the soft skills. And the online tutoring also, they will hire the English speaking tutors, which lets you to work from home with the students from many places. So in the teaching jobs, we are having 3 different categories, like in the teachers, the trainers and online tutoring. So then content writing and publishing jobs. So most of the people, they are having a strong English communication skill. They will work as a content writer, copywriter, editor as well as the proofreader. So content writer, they will make the articles, blogs and the web pages. That actually help the companies to get the customer very easily. And then we can move for editors and proofreaders. They will check the language, they will fix the mistakes, what are the grammatical mistakes we actually done it, and they will make the text very clear. So then publisher, they will hire English speakers for book editing, marketing and managing ebooks. So apart from teaching, we are having 3 different roles like content writer, editors as well as the publishers. Okay, next we are having a role in media journalism and we are having some kind of digital roles. Like with good English, you can become a very good reporter, like a news reporter, radio host as well as a podcaster. And this jobs needs a very clear writing and we want to speaking to tell stories to many people in a very good English communication. So digital media jobs like creating video scripts, social post and caption, that actually connect us with the audience. So knowing English also help to pitch story ideas and speak in interviews. Okay. Then we are actually going to talk about the public relations, marketing as well as branding. So PR, the public relation as well as marketing, they are actually using English to write the press releases, run ad campaigns and manage the social media. we want to design the messages and actually that build a company's image, and after seeing that run ad campaign or run ad message, so it actually attract the customer. So clear English helps when talking with the journalist on clients and clients. So these roles often lead to faster growth. If you can write well, if you are presenting a very good idea, it actually attract the customer very easily. Okay, next corporate HR sales and customer service. So companies, they actually need people who can hire the staff, support customers and sell services. So what is the role of HR? Here actually he will use English in job ads, interviews and policy documents. So sales and customer service jobs talks with the client from different places and solves problem in English. So customer care service we already know in most of the places, in the maybe in the phone calls. So they will the sales and customer service they will talk with the clients from the different places and they will ask that so what is their difficulties and they will just solve the problems in English. So these roles are actually a good start because many firms give training and promoting to employees who communicate very well. The next, government exams and civil services. So here most of the government examination English is very essential. So without English and maths there should be none of the English government exam will be conducted. The first one, English helps in many government jobs and competitive exams where essay writing, group discussion and interviews are in English. So in the UPSC examination, the TNPC group 2, so they want to write a unique paper for essay writings. So then we will move for group discussion. Most of the companies also, first they will give the MCQ, then they will check your discussion skills, then they will call you for an interview. So these three things are very essential. Like good writings and speaking raise your scores in tests like UPSC, bank exam as well as the state service examination. So for roles like translator or the communication officer. So English is actually a key skill for clear public messages as well as reports. Okay. Then we are actually going to talk about creative and the freelance opportunity. So if you know English, you can freelance as a writer, editor as well as a content creator. So freelancer, he will work on blogs, videos and scripts and subtitles for international clients. You can make money from YouTube, self-publish, ebooks or write for the global websites. So creativity plus English lets you build a flexible income on the long-term clients. The next, the tech adjacent roles and technical writing. So many tech jobs need simple, clear English for manuals, help pages and product notes. So technical writer turn complex idea into a very easy instruction. They will help to support the analyst and product team use English to write a bug reports and explain the new feature. If you are not a coder, English help you to work with engineers as well as the customer. So in most of the engineering colleges and English professors is also working. What is the reason? They are actually not the engineers, but they are actually working with the engineering people. In most of the companies also it will happens. Like in an engineering company, most of the engineers from different fields they will work there. So apart from that, literature staffs will also work on that particular area. What is the reason? They are actually not the tech adjacent, but with their English fluency, they are having some other jobs like creating blogs, writing manuals and the product notes. For that, they are actually need the English people. So that is so apart from teaching, so apart from clients, we are having some other jobs like tech adjacent roles and technical writing. Okay. Then law, paralegal and legal support. So good English communication skill helps in legal drafting, research as well as the court documents. So paralegals, legal writers and complaints officer use English to prepare the reports as well as the client communication. Strong reading and writing skill make the research very faster and it can reduce the errors in very important documents. So in most of the government documents, so before submitting the report, we want to check whether the writing skill is too good. So we want to make it short. We want to correct the mistakes, reduce errors. Then only we will submit the documents. So here in law, paralegal and legal, this is actually their role. So how English opens global job options? So knowing English, it actually help us to apply for jobs in abroad. So or any other Gulf countries. It actually take us to the remote roles and work for the foreign clients. So many companies list that English as a required skill. So if the particular employee is not at all good in their communication skill, they will immediately reject, because they actually thought that English is a required skill. In the most of the famous companies, they actually require so English as an essential skill. So you will qualify for more openings. So global jobs often pay more and give chances to move and learn new cultures and grow your network. So we till now, first we actually talk about what is communication. So what are the things we actually needed to deliver a very effective communication. Then we can talk about English communication, why English is very important, what is the need of English. Then we actually talk about what are the job opportunities we are having after learning English language. Now we are going to seek about online certificate courses. If you want to best in English, most of the peoples, they actually think that they will not get any kind of time to join in any kind of offline courses. So on those times they can utilize any kind of online resources or online courses. So many online certificate courses are available in platforms like YouTube. So or any other websites, any other apps we are actually having. So if you want to best in English, if you want to improve our communication skills, so we want to take these courses, online certificate courses. Now we are actually going to see one by one that what are the courses we are actually having. So the first one, British Council. So British Council is very familiar. It is actually used for the general and business English. So if I am working in a companies, so if you want to develop my English language communication skill, I will take this course, British Council. It is actually a paid course, it is not free. So it is actually used for adults, not for the children. For the adults who want to practice a practical English for work as well as the exams. So for them, a British Council is a very good option. So here the teacher, they will lead the classes. They are having different kinds of levels. They will provide the certificates. It is actually a very trust resource. Then we are actually going to talk about EF English Line. So here also they actually provide the level certificates, and it is also for the business English. So who can take this course? Learners who want level by level progress. I just want to start from initiator. So beginner level, then a middle, then I go for fluency level. So it is a level by level progress. Here also they will provide the certificates. So here they will provide the test, they will provide the certificates after the end of the course. Okay, then EF set, it is actually a very reliable resource. This is actually free, no need to pay any kind of money. It is actually good for quick proof of reading and listening level at to CV or LinkedIn. So here we can develop our reading as well as the listening skills, and it will helpful for us to add the content in curriculum period. So here they will provide the online test, and they will provide the certificate also. Then we can move for Coursera. Coursera is very familiar. Most of the CBSE students can they actually learn about this particular website. So here the English courses as well as specializations. So here the free courses are also available. We want to pay certificate also. So to whom it is actually very useful, like learners who actually from university. So I am actually here, so I want to learn in the university style of teaching. I will take this course, Coursera. So here the many courses are from university, and you can get the certificate also. So then we can go for EDX. So English programs and micro credential. So it is actually our free courses are also available, and want to pay it also. It is actually the structured course from the top university. There should be a structure. It is a very short as well as the professional certificates. So here we can recognize the course providers and certificates for our resumes. We can download the certificates from the website. Then we are having the Allison courses. It is actually free English courses with the certificate option. Here the free courses are also available, and the paid certificate is also available. It is actually very useful for the beginners and the intermediate learners on your budget. We no need to pay a lot of amount. It is actually it comes under our budget. So here the free lessons, optional paid certificates for proof of completion. We are having so many free lessons, and paid certificate is optional. If we need a certificate, we want to pay it. So then national local university short certificates. So here the learners who want campus based training, you already know that if I want to learn a university based learning, I can choose the Coursera as well as the national local university certificates. Here they will provide the structural levels and local recognition for job application. Then TEFL and TSOL certificates. It is paid as well as very short. So those who want to teach English in online in abroad, okay, I am actually teaching in the local districts. So if I want to explore a lot, if I want to searching a job in many foreign countries like abroad, so on those time I actually need this kind of certificates, because I am actually good in my English, but they aren't, their pronunciation is completely different. So I want to learn their models. So that's why I will take these kinds of courses like TOEFL and TESOL. So intentionally recognized teacher training certificate that actually really improves your communication skill. So then technical writing, business English and sort certificates like so grads who want job ready skills like emails, reports, documentation, I actually need it. I actually joined a company. On this company, it is my daily routines to write an email, to read an email, to write a report, to maintain a document. So on those time, I actually need this kinds of technical writing. So that's why I will join this kinds of courses like technical writing, business English. So here they will provide a practical task, how to write the report, how to write the manual. So the next one is exam certificates like IELTS, TOEIC and TOEFL. That is actually the paid. We want to pay amount for that to learn these courses. So students who need an official, widely recognized proof of the English level, like it is actually used by the employees and the university worldwide. So not only in our India, it is actually used by worldwide.